Greetings fellow traders, this is Max and welcome to my Sunday market analysis where I'm gonna analyze the market and share with you my top trades for the upcoming week. And it's the last week before the Christmas holidays, so this coming week is going to be a bit special. There are only pretty much two main trading days which I would consider taking a trade on. However, since we have the holiday season and we have 24th, 25th and the 26th, there's probably gonna be really low volume on those days, so I'd rather skip a week. But if I get the chance to enter a trade and it might perform the move in the next coming 2 days, so Monday and Tuesday, then I might consider an entry. Other than that, I'd rather skip this week trading and then continue the next week. But for this week, I have selected 3 pairs that are looking really interesting to me. And then I have 3 pairs marked with my yellow marker. Those are pairs from last week which are not featured in this week's list, and we have a look at those pairs later on in the video to see how they have performed. So stay tuned for that. Now let's start here with the first pair, which is CADCHF. And on CADCHF, I'm still looking for a long entry. You probably remember I was looking for this retest down here back into the zone at around psychological level, providing me a shifter structure and an entry to open a long position here, profit off of a climbing price again. And I'm still waiting for the price to come down into this really nice former resistance level, which will now hopefully turn into support, reject the 50 EMA, and I've set an alarm here, so whenever CADCHF is coming down back into the zone, I will be prepared and then enter when it's time. And as you can see, even the weekly chart still looking really nice. We had a bullish week here and now it's the retracement back down into the zone, and on the monthly chart, double rejection of this really low price level here, and hopefully this monthly candlestick will close really green in 10 days, but we will see, since of course holiday season. But that's a fairly simple break and retest trade. I'm still waiting for price to come down into the zone, sweep a bit of liquidity, show me some bullish price movement and price action here to open a long position on CADCHF. Let's have a look at the next pair, which is CADJPY. So it's also a Canadian dollar pair, but I'm also looking for a long position here. If I remember, I entered a long position back when the price was in the zone and then closed the position a little too early. I could have held a little longer for this push here, but in the recent days, it just had a gentle retracement and then continued to the upside, breaking out of this 113 round psychological level and an area of interest, which was once resistance, and hopefully it will now turn into support. So I'm waiting for price to come down into the area and then give me maybe some neutral or small movement days here on the lower time frame, a really nice bullish price action pattern, so that I can then take this as my entry signal and open a long position here on CADJPY to profit off of a continuation to the upside. And on the weekly chart, you can pretty much see I'm waiting for the wick down of the coming weekly, or yeah, the newly weekly forming candlestick, and then hopefully it will trigger one of my alarms here and then show me the shifter structure that I'm looking for. So again, fairly simple break and retest trade. Now let's go to the last pair of my main list, which is EURUSD. And on EURUSD, I'm also looking for a long position. We've had price breaking out of this 1.17 round psychological level and area of interest, which was once resistance, and hopefully it will now turn into support. And I'm still waiting for it to have a shifter structure on the lower time frame and show me the bullish price action that I need in order to open a long position, and which is then a nice indicator that the price might continue to the upside, so I can profit off of that. On the weekly chart, we can see the recent weekly candlestick closed red, but it still closed above the zone and it did not really take out much of that prior green candlestick. So I believe there's still a good amount of potential bullish price action and bullish momentum in the market, so that the price might climb higher. But of course, it's time to wait for the price to maybe sweep some liquidity once more, or just, yeah, the first time below this zone here, and then show me a really nice strong bullish price action. And then this will be my entry signal to open a long position on EURUSD. So also simple break and retest trade. As we can see, we're still in this, yeah, still short-term uptrend, but I believe that this is a really bullish sign that we might continue higher. And that's already it with the main pairs for the coming week. So now let's have a look at some pairs from last week and see how they have performed. So let's start here with the pair EURO-CAD. So in EURO-CAD, I was looking for a short position. We've had the support level here, the 1.62 round psychological level, and the area of interest, which I expect now to turn into resistance. And as it looks like, it has turned a bit into resistance, but the price still hasn't done a strong push to the upside and did not fall further down. down. So right now the price is still a bit ranging in the zone, and I really doubt that this is going to continue lower in the coming week. So I will just skip this trade now, even though this monthly or weekly candlestick closed relatively neutral, so it might actually continue lower. But right now the direction seems to be a bit unsure. I mean, we have a head and shoulders pattern forming here, so technically I could wait for a break and retest of this neckline here, then profit off of a falling price. But right now this is not on my main list for the coming week. But of course I will set an alarm here now and see what the price is doing. Maybe I'll change my mind depending on the price action. So another pair that was on my list is EURUSD. Now in EURUSD I was also looking for a long position. So we have this round psychological level here, the 0.875 round psychological level, and the price was above this zone and now retesting it again. And on a lower time frame it even looks like there could be a liquidity sweep and then a strong bullish push and momentum to the upside, so that then EURUSD will climb higher and I can profit off of that. But right now still it's ranging quite a lot and I do not expect any major moves in the coming week, which is why I'm just going to skip this trade for now. And then the last pair, which is GBP CHF. Now GBP CHF, I recently opened a long position, but unfortunately I got stopped out here in the last week. So if you followed my free Telegram channel, you probably saw the notification. It went a little into my direction, but then it decided to turn around and now it seems to be ranging quite a lot in this zone here and doesn't look like it will continue higher, which is why I'm just going to skip this trade for now. It was a loss I had to take, but overall I still think that there's potential to the upside. It was just not the right time for my trade to take it. And that's already it with this week's Sunday market analysis. Of course, I've looked at the other pairs too, but I did not find any suitable trades. As I said, we have holiday season arriving, so I do not plan or I do not want to force any trade in the coming week, but those are just the pairs I'm most interested in. Maybe I will take a trade, maybe I'll not, and just enjoy the holiday season. But if you want to get notified if I open a position, then you can just join my free Telegram channel. I will post regular trade updates on my running trades and share with you new trade ideas that are appearing as soon as one of those alarms I set on the pairs is getting triggered. The link to my Telegram channel is in the video description and you will also find the link to my other socials there. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below and I will try to answer your questions. Thank you for watching. I wish you a successful trading week and I wish you a wonderful holiday season. Remember to manage your risk properly and see you next Sunday.